Hi, I'm Kelly Zalat,
Hi, I'm Renelle,
and the movie we will be critiquing today is
Finding Nemo.
Walt Disney Pictures presents a Pixar Animation Studios film.
We're gonna help him escape.
Nemo, don't give up!
Your dad's been fighting the entire ocean looking for you.
I'm coming, Nemo!
I never knew my father!
Come on, good hug.
Oh, my stomach.
No hurling on the shell, dude, okay? Just waxed it.
So, Kelly, what did you think of Finding Nemo?
Oh God, there's so much I could say about this movie. I mean, the last time I saw it was, when I had to watch the movie to do
2003,
this.
I think. 2003, did it release?
Yes, that was exactly 10 years ago, and I was 7. I remember sitting with my parents and watching this movie. But watching it currently and watching it 7 years ago, I have two different point of views, because when you're little, you go to the movies and you see fish and you see, these colors and
And
animation.
everything's exciting.
Yes, but now I realize that this movie is all about a father who ends up losing his wife and children to this serial killer, and the only son he has left is physically disabled. And in a twist of events, his son is kidnapped and he has to chase the kidnapper thousands of miles with the help of a mentally disabled woman. When you put it at that point of view, how can, Pixar and Disney
Exactly.
make a movie like this to show kids?
True, very
Isn't
true.
it?
In fact, I think that even though Pixar and Disney are like a very good company and very good production houses, I mean, they do really good stuff. Most of their, especially Disney, I think Disney princesses and like happy endings and fairy tales, it all has to end with that true love's kiss. I mean, come on, are you really gonna tell your 4-year-old that you need a guy, you need a man to you need Prince Charming to be there for you and to be able to help support you and everything.
And reading the reviews on Disney and Pixar, you have some positives, but there are some negatives as well.
Psychologists have said that, even though it's a family movie, taking your kids to that would kind of play on their brains. They tend to because when you're a kid, that's what anything that you look at, it affects you, it influences you. So imagine if you're watching what was that guy's name? Goggle, I think, who had OCD in that fish tank.
Yes.
And
he constantly had to
clean. And then there was another Crumb or Crush, I'm not sure of the name, who was like a thrill-seeking adrenaline junkie, So all of them in that fish tank were they had some kind of
problem with them.
Exactly. They were all clearly not in their right minds. So showing that to your kid is, I don't know, I think it's kind of a bad idea.
Yeah.
But it was a nice movie. I mean, like you said, going down memory lane and enjoying your childhood. That was the best part about watching Finding Nemo. When you watch it 10 years, when you watch it now, 10 years later. But I think at the start, when your brain is finally developed and everything, and you're actually looking at the movie, you're like, no, that's not a movie that I would want to take my child to see.
Yeah, and now especially that in a few years, Finding Nemo 2, Finding Dory is coming out. I'm pretty excited. I'll be a 20-year-old sitting in a movie theater and watching, something that I watched 12 years ago.
Mm.
What was your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part, I think it had to be, that part where, towards the end, the final scene, when they're all caught up in that huge net, and all of these fish, they don't know what to do, they're panicking, and Nemo is the only one small enough to go through. And Marlin is just like, no, I'm not letting you go. I already lost you once. I'm not losing you again. But I think the fact that he had to take that decision of letting his son go and trusting that his son is mature enough to bring all of that, all of those fish down. I think that was a moving part.
Yeah.
That really, I mean, you kind of relate it to your own life, where you're trying to get your parents to trust you, you're trying to get your parents to understand where you're coming from. So that part really got to me.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part?
Ironically, it's the same scene, because it makes me look back on my own childhood,
Right.
how I was growing up and I was always wanting to go out, and my parents were like, no, you're the oldest, you're the only girl, we're
Yeah,
scared.
Exactly.
And
Very
and
protective.
especially Marlon, that's his only, child.
only child,
And he
exactly.
was scared, and it shows a bond that's developed between the
True.
father and the son.
Very true. And yeah, I think the distance was between the two of them, I think that was like an eye opener for both of them.
Yeah.
He respected his father a lot more now that his father wasn't there, and Marlin respected Nemo, and Nemo's wishes a lot more now that he knew that he could lose him in the blink of an eye.
Overall, it was a really great movie.
It was a good movie.
I
It was
mean,
a
my
very-
cousins, my siblings watch it, and it's
Yeah.
just,
It brings back a lot of memories.
yeah, so critiquing this movie really, made me see my childhood again.
It was, yeah.
So yeah, so thank you for watching.
Thank you.